Hi, I'm Terry Kimball, President and CEO of the Chandler Chamber of Commerce, and today we have with us Ryan Heap, who is a candidate for Chandler Unified School District Governing Board. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here.
So, talk to me a little bit about why you chose to run for school board.
Thank you for asking. That's a great question. So first and foremost, I'm a father of 4 CUSD students. One just graduated, and then my wife and I have 3 other kids. They're all currently enrolled in CUSD schools. And because of that and our great love for this district, in fact, I was just mentioning to you, Terry, before we started filming, at least I believe before we started filming, that my wife and I, we chose our house in Gilbert because it was in the Chandler Unified School District boundaries, and we knew of CUSD's reputation, and we have not been disappointed. We absolutely love the teachers. We love the education our kids have received. They're involved in performing arts, and we've really been impressed with the skill and the passion and just everything that the CUSD teachers bring to the table. So we have a great, I would say, vested interest in the success of CUSD. And what I've observed over the past few years is actually a decline in enrollment. And this decline in enrollment brings a lot of challenges to the district, particularly as it pertains to budget. We at times you need to go and reach out to the public, and you need to ask for overrides, and you need to ask for bonds, because those things will help bring that revenue to secure the facilities, pay for the teacher salaries, all of that. But I really look at CUSD, if this is a premier district, that there are other avenues that we can explore to help promote growth and help kind of reverse that enrollment decline. The decline's been going on for the past 4 years. And I think if you look at where we started prior to the pandemic versus now, it's been roughly 5.4% decline. So maybe not, the percentage isn't significant, but if you consider the amount of students, that's roughly it's over 2,000 students, or 2 good-sized elementary schools. So it is significant. And I have some ideas about how to kind of help reverse that trend, and that's really why I want to run. I have these ideas, and I think that they will help reverse that trend and really bring back students back into the district.
Great. So you mentioned about the declining enrollment, but what do you think really is the biggest challenge facing CUSD, Chandler Unified, within the next 4 years?
Yeah, they're all kind of intertwined, right? The declining enrollment brings budgetary concerns, right? The board just recently approved a motion to have a bond, sent out to the public, and that will be on the ballot. So when it comes to that, it's really about then figuring out why that enrollment decline is. So many will cite that Chandler is landlocked. They are. And the median home price has not declined. It's soared, just like it has, throughout Arizona. And that definitely leads to challenges as far as, younger families and the availability of homes, and that definitely drives the enrollment. But if you also look at neighboring charter schools, over the same period, we're seeing triple-digit growth over the same period. So there are students there, and the students then and their parents really, I should say, are making choices about where they're taking their kids, about the educational product that they want to have. So I see CUSD and particularly the school board playing a significant role in being able to understand why parents are choosing other schools. And really, I would say my campaign or my interest in running for the school board is hinged on 3 things. First, safety and accountability. Second, partnering with parents. And then the third item is academics and vocations. And I see, when it comes to the district, the students generally are well behaved. However, in light of the Gilbert Goons, we know that there were certain CUSD students, while they weren't always doing those activities on campus, they were part of the CUSD community. And I think there are opportunities for improvements in the safety and accountability that will help create safer classrooms, help make the teachers feel more comfortable, and really eliminate a lot of distractions that will help promote learning in the classroom. When we talk about partnering with parents, as I mentioned to you earlier, if you look at Arizona, and I mentioned this to you, Terry, that when you look at Arizona, we do not spend as much as other states on education. And if you took the performance of all of our students and you normalize it against the dollars spent, what you'll find is that we outperform leaps and bounds other states, and that's fantastic. And I believe, and I know this to be true, when parents are invested in their kids' education, when parents are invested in the schools, then that helps really bolster and create an environment where parents trust the district, and then also parents will donate time, they'll donate energy, they'll donate materials, all of these things that really help bring a boon to the overall education experience. And then lastly, the third thing is on academics and vocations. So Chandler, we as a district, we outperform our peers within the state, right? Our proficiency levels are better than all the other districts, and our students continue to exceed, and we continue to see that grow. However, if you look at pre-pandemic versus now, it's been relatively flat. So I think what we need to be looking at is, where are we spending our money in the curriculum? How can we improve then, investing in the appropriate literature, technology, or even just taking some money out of things that aren't really bringing growth to the district, and help expend that on teachers and get some teachers that we show our appreciation through these dollars and then help retain them. Lastly, and this is a big point, especially considering my background as an electrical engineer, vocations. So TSMC, I don't know if anybody knows who they are. They're a Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company. They're probably the largest fabrication company in the world. And a company like mine, Cirrus Logic, we don't have our own fab, so we send our designs off to them. So when TSMC has decided to build not just one, but two, and possibly even a third fab in Arizona, there's a significant investment being made in that particular part of the industry. CUSD, because of our proximity to Intel, Microchip, Cirrus Logic, we have a lot of tech companies around us. We have opportunities to promote apprenticeships, to promote internships, to infuse more of a tech or engineering-based curriculum. And then on the vocation side, EVIT's wonderful. I love EVIT. I love what they do. I love that this is an avenue, but I see more potential for that. This is part of the career and technical education, component of CUSD's what they offer, and I see, we could take. I would love to see, a program such that, for a semester or even a year, a student enrolled through EVIT, they could become an apprentice to a plumber or an apprentice to an electrician. And while they work full-time, right, because those trades need they would need their workers full-time, they could earn credits toward their high school diploma and then also benefit those industries. And really give the students, because I think the sooner they see what's available to them, the more motivated they are to engaging in their own education. So those three avenues, again, safety and accountability, partnering with parents, and then academics and vocations are the three areas that I believe, if focused on, will help promote that growth, that will reverse the decline, and then really bring the dollars and sort of kind of restore. I mean, we're still Arizona's premier district, but we're losing ground on the charter schools and also with ESA vouchers. So there's a lot of competition, and I want to see what I can do in that area.
How will you foster a positive relationship with the Chandler Chamber? We represent about 172,000 employees here in Chandler as the largest business organization here. So how do you continue to foster that?
That's a wonderful question. So I'm going to again refer back to my third point of why I'm running, and that's really in the vocations. But I would also say you could lump into their apprenticeships and internships. So, when I look at students and I see kind of they're in this malaise with their own education, like they just go there because they're forced to, or they go there because that's what everybody else does, but they don't see the bigger picture, right? They don't see the opportunities out there. And then also, when they don't have that exposure, sometimes they just feel like this isn't for me. And so by working with Chandler Chamber, and who has connections to all of these businesses in Chandler, have an opportunity to really build some unique opportunities for these students and really expand, again, the career and technical education component. And more that we can, partner with Chandler Chamber, partner with businesses in Chandler to bring about this change, the more we'll really set apart CUSD and what they offer in terms of their educational products. So I see that as a real positive and a real area of potential growth.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about how you have adequately prepared yourself to run for a governing board member.
That's that's fair. Those that are also running for this position, they come from long, a really nice pedigree of education background. I don't have that. I'm an electrical engineer. I have a master's degree in science and electrical engineering. I've worked in this industry for 16 years. Lately, though, I have taken a particular interest in mentoring. So we've had, since I've been at Cirrus Logic, we've had a total of 6 college interns, and I've had an opportunity to be a mentor to 2 of them. I worked with my manager in creating a program where when they came and joined, we just didn't throw them into random tasks. We actually gave them a project that they would have to design and then verify. And they had an opportunity to really work on a project within a 6-week time frame and then help the team out with whatever else they were doing. Also, another thing that was, I think, a really wonderful opportunity was most recently we hired a Code to College intern. So Code to College is an organization that's in Austin, Texas, and they want to help the underrepresented members of their community. And so what they do is they offer courses and then classes, primarily in software languages, and these are juniors and seniors in their respective high schools. And through this program, if those students wish to even pursue an internship, they can. So we hired one. And what was unique about this is there had never been what we would in our industry refer to as hardware. There'd never been a hardware intern ever from Code to College. And Cirrus Logic had never hired a college intern either. So we set out about an experiment, and it really was awesome because she came in and I asked her what her interests were, and she told me she was considering going into business. And so I through the interview, I asked her some questions, and she had zero background in the particular areas that we were going to have her work in. And then, through the course of 2 months, she was able to design and verify. She learned System Verilog. And after that was all done, I asked her, okay, so before your internship, how likely would you pursue a degree in hardware and in design verification? And she said, about a 1.7. I said, now after your internship, how likely will you pursue a degree in this area? And she said a 4. So to me, it really it spoke to me about how industry can really play a huge role in impacting the rising generation. Again, I feel like because of this background that I have in electrical engineering, because of the connections I have, that I'm uniquely positioned. While I'm not the traditional pick for a school board, I'm uniquely positioned because of my connections, because of my involvement in this industry, and because of this kind of rise in interest again with TSMC. That there will be things that we can do to really set CUSD apart, and I think that will have huge ramifications going forward for the district, and more importantly, it will help our students really find their path forward once they leave our schools. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, is just, I've often said, there's really nothing quite like seeing somebody, a young person, and seeing how, if they don't have like a light in their eyes or confidence in themselves, to see that change, to see them realize like, hey, I can do this, and to know, to know who they are and what they can do, and excuse me, I should have warned you. I'm kind of a sensitive guy,
That's okay.
but that's an amazing feeling. So
That's great.
I'm so so sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. Well, we have run out of time to get through all of our questions,
I am
but
sorry.
I wanted to
If-
let you
If
continue
you
to talk.
you want to send them to me, or we did another session. I
We're
talk.
good.
I can talk a lot, so I apologize.
I think what you have to say is important, and I want our viewers to hear that. But I do want, is there anything else that we may not have talked about today that you feel is important for Chandler voters or Chandler Unified School
Yeah.
District voters to know about you?
So this is an aside. So in my young adult years, I served a full-time mission, and I served a mission in Mexico. It was Culiacan, Sinaloa. I was there for 2 years. I learned to love the people and serve them, and I became fluent as a result of living there full-time, and fluent in Spanish. So while my skin color and my own background don't necessarily reflect that, I feel like because of that experience, I understand, hopefully understand that community more. They really are a community where family is very important to them. And, we have a lot of folks who are part of our CUSD community, and there's lots of opportunities here. And so I hope that part as well will allow me to relate to them, to be able to speak to them, to understand them, and to understand, the things that they really want their own children. Because as a school board member, you don't represent one, facet of the community. You represent all of the community, all of our members, and you're kind of that bridge between the school and the administration and teachers, and then the parents and the families who are sending their kids. So I hope that experience will allow me to help even more with these ideas that I have. So.
Great. Ryan Heap, candidate for Chandler Unified School District Governing Board. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.